Bickley and Marotta. Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
There is nothing like October baseball. The leaves turning colors, the pastoral fall landscapes, the crisp autumn air, wearing a wool cap to the ballpark and seeing your own breath. Okay, maybe not here, but the Diamondbacks are back in the playoffs, and this is a gather around the metaphorical campfire kind of day in Arizona because playoff baseball's a really big deal, especially for a team that lost 110 games just 2 seasons ago. But it really doesn't matter how they got here. What matters is if the Diamondbacks get back, because sustainability has been kryptonite for this baseball franchise. 6 times they've made the playoffs. Only once did they return the following season. They are 25 years old and have only won 4 playoff series, 3 of which occurred in 2001. So while there is no time like the present, and I think the Diamondbacks have a decent shot of upsetting the Brewers, and I think this team's tail slide at the end of the regular season might have cleared an easier postseason path for them, this postseason appearance must be the table setter, the first course, the first step in a succession of playoff appearances that hopefully culminate in a second world championship. That's how you build a better fan base, and that's how you build a better sports town. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
How do you prepare for it, right? How do you get your first chance? How do you get your first opportunity? How can you say, walk into an arena and say, I have experienced this before? There's got to be a first, and it's a first for a lot of people, not just our pitchers. And I think there's just a certain readiness that they'll all have because they've worked hard to get here. This team is extremely hungry. They have a lot to prove. They're very connected, and we feel like we're very dangerous. So that will be our focus more than saying, we have not ever been here before, and I don't want guys to do that. I want them to embrace it. I want them to accept that they haven't been here, but stand on their foundation as to what made them successful and just say, I'm here, I'm ready to compete, and on a granular level, I'm going to do what I do best, and that's just be myself and go out there and do my job.
Granular level.
Yes.
Although
he said granule, but that's okay. Granular.
It's a tough word.
It is. It's very hard.
Weird
It
sounds.
doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
You don't hear it very much in the sports realm.
No, it's right.
Here's some more potentially bad news.
What?
It's a historical, so a lot of it doesn't apply. It just trends. The Diamondbacks in their playoff history, on road playoff games,
Okay.
3-17.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
That's not good.
And 2 of those wins came in 2001 when they won the World Series.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that's all they need is 2.
The last
They
time
had
they won a road playoff game was at Wrigley in 2007.
They had a really sturdy performance against the Brewers the last time they faced the Brewers in the playoff.
They did.
That was Kirk Gibson's team.
But they went 0-3 in Milwaukee.
Yeah, right. That's right. That was Willie Bloomquist. You know, it was those guys. And
Brad Ziegler.
yeah, well, he had
a tough day.
Yeah, he had one of his worst moments as a Diamondback in that playoff series.
Again, though, that's most memorable because Ryan Braun was mooned up on the goon juice at that time.
Or up on the moon juice.
Yeah,
it might have been that.
It's still to be determined.
Yeah.
The testing is yet to come in. But
See, this is where Rob Manfred should come in and make things right and allow one Diamondbacks player to be juiced up to the gills.
this is brilliant. Who would you pick?
No, we can't do it. You can't slander a guy like that, Jared, even if you're joking.
No, who would you pick?
Mungo Beanfield.
If they
that's
were
who I pick.
allowed to do it, I'm saying.
Because that will get misconstrued by somebody.
Pudge Schmuckman.
Pudge Schmuckman. Get him all gooned up on the moon juice. So, yeah, listen, and again, I in hindsight, I've shared this before, that Ryan Braun thing, I was actually standing outside the media room when he walked out of the clubhouse and he was complaining bitterly to a Brewers dude that he had just had to take a urine test. And I thought, wow. And then it turns out later we know what happened there with that whole thing.
And then he blamed the whole thing on the
UPS guy or whatever.
Delivery driver.
So it is part of this baseball's team mythology that they lost to a player, a very good player, who was gooned up on the moon juice. That they were directly impacted in that series by that. So, you know what? So get a little revenge. No, that's not a bad idea. I just think And I've said it before. I think everything the Diamondbacks need to pull off an upset in the first round of a series is going to come internally with their own audacity and their own ability to create chaos. I don't think that environment in Philadelphia would tolerate it. I don't think that team in Philadelphia is vulnerable to it. And I think Brandon fought against that Phillies lineup. You'd be looking at a 5-home run day for the Phillies. The way it lines up today, I give them a shot. There's a ton of pressure on the Brewers to win this game because losing the number 2 starter in their rotation, they know you get down 0-1, it's grip time in Milwaukee.
The built-in pressure, too, of being the division champion, being the higher seed, being the home team. I mean, you potentially get 3 straight home games in this newish playoff format for Major League Baseball. The Diamondbacks, no, they did they back in? You can use that terminology if you like, depending on how you view the importance of the regular season. They did enough to give themselves, as Jarrett said earlier in the week, give themselves the opportunity to moonwalk into the playoffs. But they're also playing with house money.
I believe that.
Kind of.
Yes, I believe that. I believe they are, and hopefully that will translate. Because the worst thing you want to do is just put out a really benign, impotent kind of series where you make no noise at all.
Yeah, and give the critics of this playoff system,
right.
Why are we expanding the playoffs if these are the teams that are going to get in?
So I think a lot of that is in the air. I also think it's going to be fascinating, maybe not in these early round playoff games, but when we get to the championship series and even in the World Series, when that pressure ratchets up and the pitch clock is still in effect and Major League Baseball is going by the regular season ground rules, what that's going to do to these games. Because the taking your time element, it's never been an issue in the postseason because you want those moments to breathe. But more to the point, players need to kind of get in control of their emotions. They're not going to have that. And this is going to be something. It really will be. The average length of time, by the way, this is unbelievable. So now that the regular season has ended, the average length of a baseball game in 2023, 2 hours and 40 minutes. They took 24 minutes off an average baseball game in 1 year.
It's crazy.
It's incredible.
You bring up a good point, though. I remember going back to the beginning of the year when everybody was still adjusting to the pitch clock. And I think I actually said it on the air. Maybe if you get to the postseason, you eliminate the pitch clock and just go back to the way it used to be. I'm not even interested in that anymore.
No.
Everybody's adjusted.
Yeah.
In fact, shave time off.
Yeah.
Speed it up.
Lightning round.
7 innings.
There's only one person left who still wants baseball the old way, and it's Wolf.
That's Ron Wolfley.
Wait, no, I thought he said he's come around to it.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
No?
I don't think he has.
I think we still might be playing that promo where Mike Hazen is admonishing him.
Right.
Go watch basketball without a shot clock.
That's right.
Right.
Nobody wants to
Go
do
watch
that.
Villanova play Georgia. Well, that was actually a good game, but,
Well, I mean, Villanova shot 138% from the floor.
Yeah. It was
and talking about having a player gooned up on the moon juice.
Oh, yeah. Gary McClain, Dwayne McClain, and Pinckney.
They had a lot of McClains.
They had 2 McClains?
They did. They weren't even brothers.
Yeah.
Not even a John McClane?
Harold Presley.
Oh, yeah. That was, who am I thinking of? Oh, man. Who else was on that team? Harold Jensen.
Good pull. Dwight Wilbur.
That's him.
It's so amazing how people in our age group can name starting lineups and rosters from college basketball. I can't name rosters from last year's college basketball.
I can't name 5 players in college basketball.
It's true. I can't either. From 1980 to 1990, anybody who's between like 45 and 60 can name like every player.
Absolutely.
Especially the Big East teams for some reason.
We were force-fed the Big East, but it was good.
How about that?
I gladly accepted it. I watched a lot of Big East basketball.